students, welcome back to my class. So I want you to take out your science textbook and go to page number 14. Okay, so today we will be discussing about increasing crop produce. So in your last class we have discussed about methods of crop productions, and today we will be discussing about this topic called increasing crop produce. So simply we can get something from this point, isn't it? Increasing crop produce means how to increase the crop productions or how to get more amount of crop productions. Okay, so we are going to discuss about this. So basically some of you might be thinking why it is even necessary to study again this increasing crop produce. So imagine like every day we eat food, isn't it? We eat food in the breakfast, we eat lunch, we eat dinner. So not only me or you students of class, I mean to say students of class 8 students only doesn't eat. So me, all the class 8 students and all over the world, all people of India, they eat food. So imagine, a country like India, it is the second largest populated country in the world, so which you know it, isn't it? So, and it's keep increasing. The growth of increasing population is going high. It's, it's increasing constantly. Meaning, it doesn't stop somewhere. It will not grow this year, 2020 it will grow, and 2020 again it will decline like this. No, it's growing constantly. Our population in India. So population in India is increasing constantly. And imagine when I say constantly, the food requirement is also increasing, isn't it? So the food which is required, the need for all the people of India and all over the world is also increasing constantly. As the people grow constantly, food need and the requirement of food is also growing constantly. That's why it is very necessary for us to study this topic, increasing crop production. Okay? Alright. So how do we increase crop produce now? How? How do we increase? Okay? How do we increase crop produce? Alright. So now we are going to see how can we increase this crop produce. Alright. So the first one is by increasing land under cultivation. So the first one here is how we can increase crop produce. The first one to have is by increasing the land. By increasing the land under cultivation. So now just think like is it possible now to increase the land? I mean like every day, I should say, like every year. It's not possible. The population, people have already occupied the land, and almost all the forests are being cleared up year by year, and our land is, our forest has been cleared, and that almost everywhere human has occupied. So it is not possible to increase our land for cultivation. Okay. So this has happened. This has actually happened earlier, or say they used to use in the last decades. They used to practice this way of increasing crop productions. But at this generation, it is not suitable. I should say it is not that suitable to practice such type of method of increasing crop produce. So this is a kind of method which was popularly used in the earlier decades, first few decades. Okay. So why we cannot here, as I have already said, you know what happened? It also causes environmental problem, isn't it? How come? What type of environmental problems it may cause? It may cause, you know, soil erosions, and if you continuously, if you clear up the forests and you cut down the trees and all, then ultimately there is a global warming. Okay, this it has a huge negative impact. Although this is one way of, you know, increasing crop produce. So now we should look forward into different method. Let's say like positive way of method, a way of increasing crop produce. So let's see what are those. Alright. So until your last classes, we have been discussing about methods of crop production, isn't it? 8 methods of crop production, isn't it? Right from preparation of soil to storage. So this method is a suitable method for the increasing of land, I mean increasing of crop produce. Okay, and this is the alternative way of this method. What is this method? Increasing land under cultivation. Okay, and what are the ways again? Let's see. Okay, first one is this, and let's see the another remaining methods which you have already studied in details, but here we have to still see the step by step right here. By using natural methods, also I will go step by step. Okay, by providing better irrigation facilities. 2 is by providing better irrigation facilities. Okay, so the one is to by providing better irrigation facilities. Okay, by providing better irrigation or irrigation facilities. So irrigation, so crops, they require lots of water, isn't it? For example, this Assam is a season of growing rice plant, isn't it? It requires a lot of water. So for that we need the farmers need good irrigation system, isn't it? Because they should provide the necessary how much of the water is required for the crop, and they should supply, so for that we need better irrigation system. For example, good irrigation canal, all these things is very important. And the next is by proper use of manures and fertilizers. By proper use of manures and what is that? Fertilizers. So we should know how to use manures and fertilizers in a proper way. The amount, accurate amount and the right amount of fertilizer should be given to the crops. Otherwise, this will turn into negative way. If you give too much of fertilizers and manures, again it may cause, you know, harm to our soil. Okay, and the next is by using natural methods. By using natural methods. Okay, by using natural methods, we have studied already natural methods, how we can increase the nutrients of the soil by natural methods, how we can replenish, you know, how we can regain the nutrients in the soil by natural method. Okay, by using better methods of protection from weeds, pests and diseases. Also the next is by using better methods. Better methods to protect crop from pests, weeds and diseases. Okay. how to increase crop productions. It's by using better methods to protect crop productions from pests, weed, and diseases. So I think we have already discussed all these things. You know, protection of crops from pests and diseases is already discussed in the last class. So we should be knowing the better method how to protect from this. Okay. So the next is by increasing the use of modern agricultural implements. So the next step is by using what? By using better methods of protection. Okay, that is the last one. By increasing the use of modern agriculture. By using modern agricultural, what is that? By using by increasing the use of modern agricultural implements. Okay, by using modern agricultural implements. So when I say implements, it's the machines, or say, you know, for example, by using tractors, I should say, like harvesters, combined machines, all those things. Now it is much more easier than when we go with traditional methods way of agricultural practice, like how, you know, by using traditional devices, or say traditional implements. So earlier we used, like for plowing, like, you know, we use animals like oxen or buffaloes, we use it, and then we use the wooden plow, isn't it? So nowadays things has much more developed and advanced in agricultural, and where we can use like modern apparatus, or say, let's say, like tractors, as I mentioned earlier. So these things can be used in order to increase the crop productions. Okay, and what ways? Okay. So all these methods will help in the increase of crop production. So also there are a few more things to discuss. So what about providing better storage? This also we have already discussed. What? By providing better storage. Better storage. Okay. By providing better storage. So, you know, last time we have studied how we store it. So now we are discussing by providing better storage. Okay. So if we, every year we get like food grains, isn't it? And if we don't store it properly, then definitely the huge amount of food grains will be spoiled, or say wasted. So this providing better storage facilities will help to reduce the wastage of food grains. Okay. So what else now? And then the next point. So recently, what they have come up with the idea of increasing crop produce by what? By using varieties of crops. Okay. Now recently, scientists has come up with the increasing of crop productions by using varieties of crops. Which what they do? They have the high yielding. High yield. They have higher yield, and also they are resistant to disease. High yield, and what else? And resistance to diseases. Okay. So when I say high yield, meaning they can give more crop, more fruit, I should say more grain, like high yielding. Okay. Like they use certain like varieties. Varieties means, what is varieties? Varieties means, for example, one crop. For example, rice. Rice family, they fall in general. one class, okay? They fall in the class rice, but some rice they differ. Suppose this is a type of rice, this is another type of rice, okay? So but they differ in some way, okay? So varieties. So they will take particular variety, or say they select varieties of crops which give the high yield, and they will select particular crop which have resistance to disease. So resistance means they can resist. They can resist the disease. Okay. So they can resist the disease, meaning the disease doesn't affect to this crop or to this plant. Okay. All right. So in future, alright, so in future we are expecting that this varieties of crops will be the main method of increasing crop produce, okay? So why we are expecting? Because scientists they are working on it, and definitely if the certain varieties of plants, if they are giving high yield of fruit, or say they are resistant, then definitely it is a better way to increase and to use such type of plant, and we can get or we can increase the crop production. So now I said we can get. So how can we get that better varieties of crop? How do we get? So now we are talking about varieties of crops. So now how can we get such type of varieties of crops? By plant breeding. So by plant breeding we can actually get the varieties of crops, or say. Now breeding. What is breeding again? It's a producing offspring. Plant, you know what is plant? Now breeding means it's a producing offspring. Producing offsprings. Okay, producing offspring means is the product. Okay, is the product. For example, for men, it's children are the offsprings, isn't it? For plant, let me say seed. Okay, so this is the offspring. So this by plant breeding, producing of offspring. Okay. The plant breeding, we get the varieties. So now, what we should know is, so all right. So as I have said that we will get the varieties of plants by plant breeding. So how we will get that modified, or say that varieties of seeds, different kinds of seeds. Okay, varieties. So what scientists they are continuously working on it. Scientists, they have even control, they control the reproduction in plants, also in animals. They don't only control in plants, but they control in animals as well. So why they controlling their reproduction? Why do they control? Because they want to get the required characteristics. Okay, required characteristics means, for example, like high yielding crops, or they want a plant to be like resistant to disease. So all these things they are working on it. They are controlling the reproductions. They control the reproductions in plants just to get the required characteristics to make them more useful. For example, if we suppose if we grow a normal like orange plant, for example, and it doesn't give much fruit, and when we can study about this particular species, and if particular variety of orange, if they can if they can give more fruits, so definitely it's more useful for us, and this is how we increase the crop productions. This is a different way or smart way to produce the crop production, in increasing, okay, to increase the crop production. So in your next class we will discuss about hybridization. Thank you.